Austin Freed, real estate agent with Freed Home Team, sponsored by Keller Williams Platinum Partners. Here in the office of Jeremy Springer today. He's the owner of Stone Amp SEO. So thanks for having us today,
Sure.
Jeremy. I've known Jeremy for a little bit now through the Lee Summit Chamber of Commerce, and he's done a fabulous educational video for me with some of my business partners. So I wanted to kind of get to know him a little bit better and also allow you guys to get some of his knowledge. So we'll get right down into it if you're ready.
Sure.
All right, so first of all, tell us a little bit about your business and what made you choose this path.
Okay. 20 years of IT. I've made my way through the stack, meaning from data all the way up through development to web development throughout and now doing marketing.
Okay.
And so it naturally trips my triggers to be online and figuring out technical puzzles. Why we picked search engine optimization, it's really simple. The client owns their domain, and so anything that we do that increases the value of that turns that into an asset for their company. We don't own our Facebook pages, we don't own our YouTube channels. We get to use those, but we don't own them,
Right.
whereas we do own our domain. So that's why we're hyper focused on search engine optimization.
Okay.
So
just a long career of IT and it just kind of gradually built into your own business.
yeah, just seemed like a natural fit. Allowed me to help more than just one business at a time. So when we're working for someone else and we're under their banner, we do our best, but it's always too loud one person. Now I get to do my best for 30 clients at one time. And so for me, that's exciting just because I get to help more businesses.
Okay, awesome, great. So what drives you to do what you do? What motivates you?
It's just fun. You know, it's fun. It's the ego jumps in and I want to, compete and be the best. And I want our clients to be the best. And so there's that aspect of it, just competition. But for me, it's just a lot of fun. It just feels like it's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect, sounds like a perfect fit. So what surprised you most about owning a business?
What I didn't know. So I'm sure a lot of people, when they're working like their 9 to 5, they're so close to it, they know exactly what needs to be done, and sometimes it's lost on management is what we say, and man, if I were in charge, this is how it would be. And I think my ego got really big and kicked me off the cliff and said, let's go find out. And so because of that, it forced me to learn about sales, and it forced me to learn about marketing for my own company. It forced me to learn about taxes and all these other things that, even though we're super awesome at the thing that we're hyper focused on, we've got all these other things that force us to be successful. So that's what I've learned the most, and I continue to learn. It's always a learning process with new laws coming in and COVID and things that are out of our control. How do we adapt and overcome? And so I'm constantly learning, which I love. Business, it's interesting. It feels like we can put everything down into maybe 3 or 4 categories in business, but within those categories, they're their own little worlds. So it's not just one thing that I've learned that I didn't know. It's several things.
Yeah.
So I would tell anyone who's in business that what that's like. That anyone thinking about getting into business, do it. But just know that there's a lot ahead of you that you may not even know. There's some things we don't even know we don't know.
Right.
Until it gets in front of us, and that's where it gets a little scary.
So you mentioned COVID. How has that affected your business this year?
Good and bad.
Okay.
So it's really weird. 2 years ago, all I wanted to do was meet with people online because we can help anyone on the planet. And the hardest barrier to making that happen was a video conference. So 2 years ago, no one knew how to spell Zoom. That's tongue in cheek, but they didn't even know technology like that existed. Now everyone is becoming a Zoom member. They're getting acclimated to the software. They're very comfortable. They're getting used to it, and they realize that I can do video conferencing with someone, and it's not going to kill me. And it's actually, maybe it's fun, and I have more opportunity really because I can talk to more people and get the best for my business. So it's interesting in that from a timing perspective, we are now having more and more Zoom meetings and they're more comfortable and it's been easier for us. So it's been a blessing for us, really. And I think that, in business, I'm sure you know this too, that there's 2 ways you can look at. You can look at it as negative or you can look at it as positive. And I think the moment we see it as negative, right? Like no one wants COVID, no one wants this happening around us. But the response to that, you can choose to be negative or you can choose to be positive. And in business, we're, nothing but positive. Like we are going to make the best lemonade in the world out of these lemons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's something that maybe people don't know about your business?
Well, we don't advertise that we actually do social media management. We do email campaigns. We build websites. We actually do performance tuning on websites. These are things that we don't really advertise. We're really good at them.
Mm-hmm.
But the company is Stone Amp SEO, not Stone Amp Social, not Stone Amp. And so because of that, I don't push it. I really like us to be hyper-focused on who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if there were people that were curious about some of these other channels in their marketing, their online marketing, they would have a fun conversation with me, for sure.
So tell me how the name of the business, how did that come about?
Okay, I'm gonna, as quickly as possible.
Okay.
When I was a young man and I didn't know what I wanted to do in life because the internet didn't exist, yes, I'm that old. I was having self-talk, and you know what? When I get all grown up and I have kids, I think a strong name for my son would be Stone. And so I was going to name my son Stone Edward. My father's middle name is Edward, and so kind of a nod to him. And I was 40. I was 40 when I started Stone Amp SEO. It's my baby, and you can't just call the company Stone.
Right.
So AMP actually stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages, which is a Google phrase, SEO, search engine optimization. So I just threw the three together and said, it can't get any more unique than this, and surely Google's going to love me because I have these search phrases in my company name. So I know it's so silly, but I literally named the company as an SEO would, want to create a domain.
That's pretty unique and ingenious.
Thank you.
Do you have anything exciting going on that customers should know about right now as we near the end of the year?
Oh, you know what? End of the year stuff. The most exciting thing is there are some companies that they have money and they don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I know that makes people cringy, like, that can't be real. Believe me, that is real, people. And so I would say the special that you have right now is go ahead and deposit your funds towards your marketing for next year, and you can write all that off.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, there's the special.
There you go, perfect.
Fix your books.
Great. So your business is in pretty close to, I guess we can still call this downtown Lee Summit.
I think so, barely.
And do you live in Lee Summit?
I do live in Lee Summit.
Okay, so what attracted you to Lee Summit as far as your business, or was there any other thought in your mind of trying to open it somewhere else?
So I was actually living in Kansas City, and a friend of mine and I decided that we were going to be roommates and hang out. Now this is almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so he and I both got a place in Lee Summit because he wanted to be close to his sister and his niece. So it just was kind of like, when you're operating without a plan, you're just kind of down for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never really spent a lot of time in Lee Summit until I moved here. And then of course, once I moved here, I was working a remote job. So I worked for 4 years in a duplex. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't really, go out and about or do anything. I'm really a nerd, guys. But and then I fell in love and did that whole thing. And Lee Summit is just amazing for raising a family. It's amazing, even though I don't have kids. I was a stepfather for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Amazing community though for raising children. It wasn't until I started my business that I found out how even more amazing this community is for small business. Mm-hmm. Like people that live in Lee Summit, you have absolutely no idea what kind of business culture exists in Lee Summit. I had no idea, and I lived here for 15 years, and worked for GEHA for a while.
Oh, okay.
And so it made sense, to stay put.
Right.
Still have no idea how amazing the business culture is here in Lee Summit. And once I started my business and I started getting plugged in, amazing people in this community.
Yeah, absolutely. I love doing business in Lee Summit and getting to meet all of these lovely business owners that I get to interview. All right, so what's the best way for customers to contact you?
Well, you can just go look up Stone Amp SEO online, go out, look at our reviews, connect with us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, any social media platform that you're comfortable with.
You better have social media.
We are there. We are there. So you can connect with us there, our phone number's all over the place. I mean, you can't miss us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And there will be information if you click on the link as well below to get more information and to go to all of those social media websites. So thank you so much for your time
Absolutely.
and for sharing with us. Again, I'm Austin Freed, real estate agent with Freed Home Team, powered by Keller Williams Platinum Partners. If you are a local business or you know of one and you would like to be featured, be sure to reach out to me today. And before you leave, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can get all of this information as well as local events and deals and discounts delivered right to your inbox.